and it's been nice to be able to talk about some showers in the forecast. Unfortunately, though, just really not distributed evenly across the state.
No, those who are getting it, it's nice to see it come down, but even there where it's raining a little heavier, it's not adding up to enough to really start to break the drought for us. And the clouds may get in the way of the moon. You're going to have that here in just a sec, but let's talk about the here and now. This is the view from Oak Mountain State Park at Double Oak Lake. Some blue sky right there above the banner, and you can see it reflected in the water down here below. But the story tonight is going to be one of watching for little spotty showers, and there are none close to Oak Mountain, Pelham, Hoover, Alabaster right now, but there's one little one right there over the Wolf Creek Wildlife Management Area in western Walker County, right there around Highway 102 in between Townley and the state line. That's tracking up in the direction of Howard and Carbon Hill. There's a heavier downpour, and this one has some really good rain with it that's just about to Carrollton from Benevola. The best of it's missing Aliceville and McMullen and Pickensville, but I do think there will be at least some rain close by. Ethelsville, Reform, Spring Hill Church on the west side of Carrollton, and then downtown Carrollton about 5:30 when you can expect that to come in. And if that one misses you, which is interesting, that one's moving northwest. These over eastern Mississippi are moving north to northeast. So there still may be some hope here from Geiger up to Cochran, Dancy, McMullen, Aliceville, and over to Pickensville, where some scattered showers are still possible this evening. And that's the part of the state that needs rain the most. That's where the drought is the deepest. Farther east, there's very limited rain over East Alabama, but some showers trying to sneak in from Georgia. That may, of course, cause some issues for viewing the sky tonight. More humid early in the morning, low chance of some showers, temperatures in the low 70s. And then tomorrow afternoon should be almost a repeat of today. The big difference will be the showers happen in slightly different places. So where it's muggier, it's warmer. 71 at Winona in the morning, 68 at Oxford. Not a huge difference here. 66 at Galesville to 71 over at Utah. And then tomorrow afternoon, some will be in the upper 70s, some will be in the lower 80s, and some maybe 85 to 86, like Maplesville and Brent, where the chance of rain's a bit lower, where the chance of rain is a little higher up in north and northwestern Alabama, mainly lower 80s there. So watch this. Early in the morning, some brief showers, Jasper to Coleman, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Fayette, and then more of them develop through the morning and early afternoon, mostly from Jefferson County and Blount County and Marshall County northwest. So Coleman, Jasper, Tuscaloosa, Samantha, Northport, Aliceville, probably the best chance of rain of the entire week happening right here. And then those showers move to the southeast. Not a lot of impact here through 10 o'clock on Tuesday evening. Wednesday, an even better chance of some showers with the cool front moving in. And there still may be some rain left over on Thursday, and that's where things get interesting temperature-wise, because where those little showers are falling Thursday, you can tell we're not expecting a lot of rain here. This is 7-day total. So when you add up all those individual chances of rain, well, some of us get enough to measure. Some of us may just get enough to say that it rained. So back to this idea of Thursday's interesting weather. If those showers are a little more widespread than we think, that number could be fairly warm. We're thinking 74 right now, but if it rains a bit more, it could be in the 60s on Thursday. Friday, we're back to around 76 in the afternoon, and then a nice dry weekend ahead. Warm afternoons, cool, comfortable mornings, down in the 50s. Now, how about that harvest moon, Taylor?
Yeah, we've got a full moon this evening. It does appear we are going to have some clouds around in some communities, so unfortunately not all of you going to get to see it, but this is the harvest moon. It is officially full at 10:47 p.m. this evening. So let's walk through the rest of the evening. We will likely have some clouds around as we move towards 6 p.m. and the moon starts to rise at 6:05 p.m. There will be clouds around in some communities, but they're not going to be everywhere all the time. So you're going to have some breaks, and in between those breaks and the clouds is where you may be able to get a glimpse of the full moon. Once again, officially full at 10:47 p.m. And you'll also be looking for Saturn rising with the moon as well this evening. This is a super moon. So what does that mean? It does mean that the moon is going to appear a little bit brighter. It does look a little bit bigger, but not really enough that you actually notice the difference. This happens when the full moon coincides with the moon's closest approach on Earth. And if you don't get to see it tonight, don't worry, there will be more opportunities. This is going to be the first of 4 straight supermoons.